Kevin here, camera girl, Anissa. We got to be in this because we have a big announcement. We're very excited. You want to tell them or should I?
Go ahead.
We bought a piece of property. Again.
A big piece.
Yes, a very big piece.
Well, very big to us, but.
Yeah, 30 acres of forest. And we're going to develop a homestead here.
Yep.
So we're moving from the beach back to the forest, and we're going to build. There's nothing here yet but trees and bushes. You can see this monster behind us. This is a 100-foot tree. It's a big one. And so we're very excited. We've been looking for a year. We've been trying to find the right piece of property that ticked all our boxes, and we talked about that on another video, the feasibility and what the purpose of your property is, what you want to do with it. And we've been looking and looking, and we've had quite a journey, I think, because we have looked at a lot of property. I mean, to the point where we actually got frustrated at times because we just weren't finding what we were looking for, and we didn't want to settle for something because we were, just tired of looking. But we finally found, and oddly enough, this one just sort of popped up.
Mm-hmm.
We were at that point of frustration again. We had made an offer on a piece of property, and then it turned out to not work out for us, and we had to back out of that. We looked at another piece of property that was almost what we were wanting, but we wound up finding some problems with that we didn't like, so we backed out of that. And then we were getting really frustrated because the properties that we were trying to look at were selling very quickly before we could get to them. We literally probably missed out on a couple dozen properties in 1 week that were just selling, just fast sell. So we were really getting kind of discouraged, but then all of a sudden, right after we looked at another piece of property or asked about one that had just gotten sold, and we were just like, gee, many Christmas, are we ever going to find a piece of property? This one just popped up out of nowhere. We came out, we looked at it, we literally bought, so this property was on the market 24 hours. We found out about it. One day we went out and looked at it the next morning. We made an offer that day. It was accepted within 8 hours of the time we looked at the property, and we were on our way to purchasing this piece of property. So it was pretty fast.
Now we're really excited. We're really excited for this new part of our journey, and we're going to get into a little bit more detail in a second about what all we're going to do and why we want to invite you along with us. But just to clarify, we have loved working on the beach and our tiny house, or the small house that we built there, very much. But we just felt like we wanted something a little different and a little more. We wanted more privacy versus where we are now, and we wanted more self-reliance, and that was hard to do on just under an acre. And that's why we kind of went out and went searching for where we are going to now, which we'll disclose to you later. But we want to invite you along on this journey because we're going to do some really fun stuff. Like Kevin said, this is forest land. We're now the stewards of this land. We're going to be managing and helping this forest grow and be healthy. And we're doing everything on this property: power, water, septic. We have to put in our own septic. We have to excavate, doing a driveway. Like, there's a lot going on, and we want to be able to take you along and invite you on the journey with us.
Right.
Because we think, in this day and age, I mean, this video that we're putting out there is August of 2020. I'm not sure when you're watching this video, but let's just say the world is kind of a different place.
Yeah.
And, there was been a lot of stress in people's lives lately. There's been a lot of anxiety. There's been a lot of not sure, can I get toilet paper today? Am I going to get meat, hamburger today? Like, kind of tough stuff. And we decided that we wanted to kind of get back to where we were before we moved to the beach.
More self-reliant.
Self-reliant.
Homesteady.
Yeah, homesteading, exactly. So there's just a lot of things we're going to do from on our new homestead, which will be, on-grid, off-grid. We're going to do dry houses. We're going to have several structures that we're doing. We're going to do the animals and vegetable, gardening, like that kind of stuff. And we really feel like there's a lot of people who really want this kind of education avenue, if you will. So that's why we want to invite you along on the YouTube channel. We're really going to focus heavy on that, and we have also decided to go ahead and launch our Patreon page. Right?
Yep. So we're going to have obviously the Patreon is going to be a little more involved. We're going to have kind of a special group there where you can get more one-on-one with us
Yep.
and a lot more involved in the video production. And I think it's important to note that, you know, we looked at a lot of different properties, a lot of different types of properties. We looked at properties that were bare fields. We looked
Yeah.
at properties that were
Hillsides.
some trees. This is a very, very thick piece of property as far as forest goes, and it's been, I would say, neglected by the previous owners. It hasn't really been managed for decades, and so it's really in need of some improvement as far as the forest land goes. So we're going to be doing that too. So you're going to kind of, if you really want to see what it's like to start from scratch and go out and basically break trail into a piece of property and from that
Yeah.
point forward get to the point of
Build
living
your
on the
own
property
house.
and owning, you know, but we're doing it all without a bank. So this is all
Yep.
going to be a cash
Yep.
proposition, so that's another element. And we're also in our 50s. And we
Yes,
were kinda
52,
going,
57, and
what are
we
we
are
thinking?
crazy enough to do this again. But we hope that it will encourage and inspire some of you to know it's not too late. It's
Yeah.
never too late. You can do this on a variety of scale. Like, we're going to hire a few things, but we're going to do as much as we can. Now, are you going to see me and Kevin in digging the, 600-foot trench to put our power line in? No, we're going to have a tractor come do that. But we might rent the tractor and run the tractor ourselves to save money that way. And we want to help you by showing you how you can do some of these things and save money along the way.
Right.
We're going to get into off-grid, solar power and battery systems, and get into, gray water systems and composting systems, so you don't have to have a septic in your house. So there's just a lot of different things that we want to be able to take you along and show you and have you realize that, we're not 25 anymore.
Yeah.
This is not the first time we've done this. This is probably the fourth time that we've done this. However, you can do it, and we want to invite you on that journey.
Yep.
And we want to help you become more self-reliant. So if you want to come along on this journey, we would love to have you. Please be sure and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you'd like to get even more involved
Check
and
out
get
our
more
Patreon.
deets, check out the Patreon page and follow us on our journey to a self-reliant life.
let's go.